pretty much this conversation here is going to be all about like queer rights and pretty much how I fit into it and what I personally believe. So, as it's kind of known online, I don't hide it or anything. I am bisexual, and that honestly, that label came pretty easy to me when I first had my first crush on a girl who was actually one of my best friends at the time. The label came pretty quickly. It was the first one that I thought of, and it stuck and felt right this entire time. I was 13, and now I am coming up to my 18th birthday. So it's been around 5 years, and I've been happy as that. Oh, and this is not intentional at all, but I have my gay shirt on. Yeah. So, queer rights in general, honestly, it's like, I believe at the base of it that queer rights are human rights. That queer people should be allowed the equal rights that we should have. The ones that would actually mean that we're equal, and we can be equal, and we can be happy and comfortable and allowed to be who we are in this modern society. Of course, all across the world there's countries in which it's illegal to be gay, illegal to get married. Well, gay marriage, obviously. Illegal to be trans, with varying severities of punishment. You can go into as far as things like death, from things like imprisonment. It's those sorts of laws that make people like myself check the laws when they go on holiday to different countries to make sure that they don't have to hide themselves or not go because there's a risk that they might be harmed. But yeah, it's important to note that the country in which I live in has questionable but not awful views on queer people. They're getting worse. They were getting better. They're getting worse now. But it's not illegal, which is honestly good, which is something. But with the change in stuff in America and my country being quite close to them, close to the country, not physically but politically, it's kind of, I think it's affecting our own politics. But also, as things change, as views change, as politics changes, things change, and things can get worse or things can get better. In my country, we can get married, but it's becoming harder for trans people to live as they are, not as they were born. So I think at the moment we can still change things on documents and stuff, but that's always been pretty difficult to do. But it's more things like hormones, like HRT and stuff, that it's getting a bit harder with. And the society around us, though often pretty accepting, can also be kind of wary of things that are different. And it's those people that make it harder for us to live as we are. And I feel it's important, as well as many other people feel it's important, that we can live as we are. And we are treated like normal people because we are normal people. It's... yeah. Obviously, as I said at the start, I am queer myself. And it's an important message to say that we are real people, we are normal people, and there is nothing wrong with us, per se. No, not per se. I mean, a lot of us do admittedly have mental health issues, but that's not because we're gay, or that is not the gayness, that is not the queerness. That is possibly a product of how people have received it, or it's a product of other things in our lives that have made it so that we have worse mental health. It's not solely to do with the fact that we are queer. That is not a mental illness, and we don't gain it just because we're queer. We can have it before, we could have it after. It's a completely separate thing, and I feel like that's also important too.